Kenyan parents are familiar with the sport in different ways. Either their children are playing the sport or they were asked to bring a hockey stick as one of the requirements when joining certain schools in the upper division. But for Brian Mutua, Kenya national rugby player, it was all about a play till he decided to switch the sport due to the grounds which were not conducive.
I was playing hockey initially, and then my friends told me I was too big to play hockey. So that time grass was not cut at the hockey pitch, so we got to go and play hockey in the rugby pitch. Then the rugby coach saw me and he was like, just come over and try. Since then, I've never turned back.
The grass was too bushy, you could say, and so was his hair to earn him the nickname Bush.
It's a name generated from high school. I did not use to shave my hair, that's why. So I had bushy hair, that's why all of a sudden it came to rugby. Then boys call me that, they enjoy.
He eventually settled for the rugby pitch where he made his name.
Yeah, I started in high school, played from 4, Kitui school. Then transferred to Homeboys, was it under 18. Our school was not that competitive, but we got to the regionals. I did not win anything, but then coming from high school, I played rugby league. I won player of the match. This is it 3 times consecutively. So yeah, the show has been good so far.
Brian Obush, if you like, did not neglect his studies either and combined both to earn admission to the University of Nairobi.
Then I went to the University of Nairobi. Yeah, to do my Bachelor in Arts, specializing in criminology and forensic science. Then right now I'm playing for Cabras Sugar Rugby.
The speed winger played for Mean Machine before he joined Homeboys to hone his skills.
Homeboys nothing.
Why?
It was development side. It was not more about winning. Yeah, just more to gain skill, get playing time. Yeah.
Just folding around the racks there. Dukisa with a long throw out, and that should be a try.
He later moved to Kabrasa Sugar, the reigning Kenya Cup champions who've sweetened the Kenya rugby circuit to harvest accolades.
I've played 2 seasons. I've won Kenya Cup, twice in a row. But they've retained it for 4 times in a row. This year we're doing the 5th time. Yeah. So far won, I can't count the legs we've won. But this season was not so good for us, but it was a good learning experience, especially for the young boys. The brand, Cabras Sugar, wearing that kit. Yeah, that's all.
Kick to come, Kenya Morans lead 5-0.
His skills have come in handy for the national team, where he's a common face in the Sevens team.
So far, it's a good experience, giving the young boys a platform and a chance to play. Yeah, and showing them on how to, do the thing and what it takes being on.
Yanni Dromo, he can't stop him. They're in again. The Kenyan Morans make it back-to-back tries.
And is also a Shujaa pride and makes it count whenever duty calls.
3rd place in Safari Sevens. This year we were in Mauritius. Yeah, we took our medals home. We played in Ghana. Yeah, it's been a good experience so far with the boys. Yeah, and for me personally, taking medals home, and yeah.
He's certainly a jack of all trades. So what else does the Duke of Kadhonzweni do?
Do so many things. A hack of what? Of all things. I do what? I do a lot of things. I do painting, I cook, I grill meat, I do a lot of things.
And it's all because he's always ready to go the extra mile to reap the benefits.
For the young people who want to be here, I tell them, just put in the work. And one day it will come to pass that you will be here in this platform. If not here, you will be in a better place. So trust the process. Thank you.
Brown Mutuala Bush is indeed a fit guy who's managed to fit in the physical game of rugby with ease, and his clarion call being,
just enjoy rugby. At the end of the day, life is too short.
Almighty Patrick Okongo, stop, go, and gone! His second try of the semi-final. The power play reaping rewards straight away. And Kenya Corner has reason.
Well, you can enjoy the sport when Shujaa take onto the pitch during the HSBC Sevens Tour in Nairobi on the Valentine weekend of February. It's all about love.
Very few people that would have got around Paul Pla there. What a specimen of an athlete, this guy.
Oh, you want your big guns to step up in the big moments, and Patrick Okongo has done exactly that. Here's Nigel Amite, so we know how well he can kick from range. Oh, it ricochets off the right-hand upright, but 12-0. Kenya Corner is absolutely jumping.
The most important bit again is to make sure these boys get the minutes in terms, not only in training but also position people we haven't met before, so that we can gauge ourselves and see where we need to work on before we start our competitions in February.
They come. Kenya in their changed green shirts for this one. Portugal in red. And the Kenyans have got a dance on already.
The HSBC Sevens is the pinnacle of the World Sevens Rugby competition, which is at the heart of every player's development, as it also serves as a pathway to their biggest dream of Olympic qualification.
Odongo, he's so fast. Odongo! The ball just beats him.
Crisanto Juang knows that very well, having secured his Olympic debut right from school.
Coming from far, represented the flag straight from Uruguay, Challenger 7, so I made my debut to the Olympics. Had a setback in injury, and here I am, strong, just the mindset, keep pushing, and nothing is permanent. You simply get injuries is something normal in rugby. You have your setback, and how you bounce back is what matters. And just a positive mindset, and life moves on.
It was a dream come true for the centre, who had earned a place in the national sevens team Shujaa straight from high school.
Rugby was quite interesting. High school is all about getting meals, and as usual, you have to break the monotony of studies in high school. So you have to, if you're in any activity, there are a few instances you have to go out of school to go and play games. So with me, it was more of breaking the monotony. Just getting out of studies, have something else to do. So rugby gave me that platform, getting out of school.
And the sport was also beneficial as he navigated school life and the challenges that come along with it.
I started my rugby way back in Kakamega school. Funny story, I was a young fella who was actually, bullying was part of life in high school. So since I had a cousin of mine there who played rugby, so I was just interested. Just to avoid bullying, I had to have an identity. I had to associate myself with a club in school, and rugby was more welcoming. So that's how I joined rugby way back in 2014.
He joined Nakuru RFC, where he's been a key member of their composition.
Transition to Nakuru Rugby. Heads up and cheers to Micho Chola, who identified me straight from high school, and I went to Nakuru Rugby. And that's the only club I played my rugby, and that's the only club I live up to because they've mentored me. I found a club with a well culture, deeply rooted within the players, and it's got a definite system of how things need to operate, and they are welcoming. They've got several old boys who've served the nation, so I always love to follow into the footsteps of those people and just give back to the community.
serious jet. Has he got all the gas to get to the corner? Wow!
He got his first call-up to the national team after graduating with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from the Technical University of Mombasa with second-class upper division honors.
Rugby is a competitive game, and you just have to mix it up with a bit of studies. You can't wake up every day from 6 to 1 playing rugby. Is interesting, but you have to have something that also keeps you busy, because rugby is all about physical aspect, but now you have to keep your brain engaged. So that's why I opted to get into engineering. So if I'm playing rugby, I'm busy doing my things on the sidelines.
William Wanji with a strong run.
Crescent has not only played for the Shujas but Morans as well, and captained the national teams as well, while leading with example.
I've got a very long history with the national team. The first call-up came back in 2019, but studies, I had to choose school first over rugby. So that's why I've been on and off.
Aurora surveys his options. He comes open side. One pass over the top to Kevin Wakesa, and they do score Kenya.
The mechanical engineer came in handy for the team again during the HSBC Challenger Series, where Kenya won Division 2 but was not promoted after they decided to change the rules.
I made my debut in the Kenya Sevens. That was way back in 2023. Here I played for the Morans in 2023, 2024. Made the Challenger Series. That was in Uruguay. Went ahead and represented Morans in Ghana All African Games, where we became number 3. In Uruguay we were number 3. Played in Germany with the Kenya national team. Made it to the Olympics. And represented the nation in Dubai Sevens, where I got my injury. And here I'm back. We're straight from African Games, that was in Mauritius, then Safari Sevens.
Anyway, what makes him stand out among the rest?
I'm a very direct player. So that's my playing style. That's my identity. Everybody knows that. I'm a direct player. I've got so many issues in terms of my playing style, but that's what I am. You can't change how you play. So I'm very direct in my approach. That's why I play.
And now what's left is for him to feature at the highest level of the World Rugby Sevens, the HSBC Sevens, the ultimate goal for all the players as they start their quest in the Division 2 series with the opening legs in Nairobi.
The ultimate level I've achieved so far is representing the nation in the Olympics. But now, when we qualified back in Madrid, I was in the same team. We qualified back to the series, and now the most important goal so far ahead is getting back to Division 1, because I think that's the ultimate prize now we have as a team. There's no bigger goal than that. That's what we're working towards. That's all what we focused in. So anything we do, you wake up every day, you come and push. We've got only one goal. I can't say there's a bigger goal than getting back to Division 1. That one I'll be lying.
Chris Santojuan credits fans for their continued support, which has helped them soar to great heights, while calling on them to keep up the spirit.
Always behind every successful players, we've got our fans, and the Kenya fans have been really fantastic. Straight from our club level, shout out to Nakuru Rugby fans, the national team fans. They're always behind us. And just rally behind the boys. The best you can do is always support. You're the third party into the games. Always rally behind us, and we'll never disappoint. Heading out to Zimbabwe is all about good vibes. We'll represent the best we can do because we're prepared. Let's see how it goes out.
Very good morning to you. My name is Daniel Wahome, and welcome to Sports Check on the 2nd of February 2026, 02022026. Well, it is a Monday. Well, for the city, total chaos, especially in the transport sector. So movements have been made very difficult. So let's see how it turns out and how soon it settles such that all things will move normally. And also, we're keeping up with everything that's happening around the news and all the announcements that are to be made, and our team is out there making sure that that is covered. And so, amongst other things, is the Prince PS climate change meeting with Kenya's ambassador to the UN and the conversations around climate action. Those are part of the stories that we're going to be looking at. From the sporting side, well, we shall be talking esports at the end of this program. We've got one esport athlete. His name is Huntington Kiplagat. Just came back from Morocco. What are his experiences and what is the scene like when it comes to esports in Kenya and how it works? Kenya is going to be represented at the Winter Olympics, and you're wondering, okay, so do we have people who go to Kilimanjaro or Mount Kenya where there is snow? No. It's two Kenyans who are based in Europe. They've been spending their time in the Alps for quite some time. And so what they have been doing is making sure they rack up the points, and two of them have done so. Isola Board and also Sabrina Wanjiko Siemada, who is known as a snow leopard. They're going to be representing Kenya at the 2026 Winter Olympic Games that are taking place in Milan and Cortina. They actually ski, something known as the Super G, and there's something known as the slalom. So those are their specialties. We shall be joined by the president of the Kenya Skiing Federation, Philip Boyd, will be joining us via Zoom from Eldoret. So as he prepares to travel in a couple of days to Italy, where Kenya is going to be represented again by two young athletes. Also, the first conversation that we are going to have, and one of the people who was supposed to come, he's been caught up in the traffic. It's just that how crazy it is. His name is Kevin Kibe. He's the president of Basketball Kenya. But we're going to have, so we wish to have had a demonstration, but he's been caught up out on Mombasa Road where all that chaos is. But we've got the Secretary General of the Kenya Basketball Federation. His name is Kerry Mwangi. Kerry, very good morning.
A very good morning to you, and thanks a lot for the warm welcome. And the traffic situation, we keep the prayer for the day. It's crazy.
Nairobi is just crazy. So let's get down to this. Gateball.
Yes.
This is a sport. When I took a look at it, the first thing that hit me is, when I saw the photo, was wood ball.
Yes.
Is it the same, or what can you, how would you describe? I mean, how would you separate the two sports?
Okay. Wood ball, as the name suggests, it's wood. Even the playing unit is the wood. Gateball is a metallic, but in principle, they're the same in terms of infrastructure. What varies now is the rules of the gateball, and what varies is also the goals behind gateball, which is different from woodwork. So I quickly just start by giving clear differences. One, gateball is a 5x5 game, played over 30 minutes. And it's a non-contact sport.
Okay.
And the idea behind gateball, as the name suggests, there's a gate. There's a ball and a gate. The idea is to pass the ball via a gate, hence the name gateball.
So ideally, let me just, probably use my phone, this to my pen and this as a prop.
Yes.
So you have something like that.
Yes. Yeah, and then now, then you aim to hit the ball past that. So there are 4 gates. Gate 1, gate 2, gate 3. And you accumulate points across the team passing through each gate. So each gate pass is 2 points. Yes.
All right. So, a demonstration is something we would have loved. We just hope that Kevin just finds his way somehow.
We are keeping the prayer.
Yes, because he had the equipment, in the car. So here's the thing, the field of play. Just give a description of it.
Okay. So it's a 15 by 20. That's the size of the field. And there are 4 gates, 4 small gates that are put at diagonal across. And then the starting line, all the people start at 1 point. So there are 10 players. There are 2 sets of balls, colored, odd and even. So the odd numbers, that's team A. The even numbers, that's team B. And the idea is just that. To each of those 10 people, to hit the ball past the gate. So why gate ball? One, it's a cross-generational sport. Cross-generational means a 10-year-old can play with a 70-year-old. An able-bodied person can play with a differently abled person. So it's basically a cross-generational sport, and that makes it really a difference in other sports discipline.
So there you have it. And when you do set up, what's the procedure? Because what I see is that each person in the team, say you've got 5 people, so you've got 10 balls. So one team has got the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's team A.
That's team A.
You've got team B with 1, 3, 5, 7, 9.
Yes.
So what's the way to get into now the scoring and that?
Okay. So the balls are arranged in the number in order. So ball 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. So the idea is each person hits the ball per turn, and each of them for branding, each one of them is given the number, the identity number of the ball. So Wahome ball number 1, so your t-shirt ball number 1. Kevin ball number 8, t-shirt number 8. Then number 2, the referee. I forgot to mention, there's a referee. Just like in another sport. So the role of the referee is obviously to have a 10-second between the aim and the hitting the ball. It's a 10-second space. So you just have 10 seconds to aim, to concentrate, and to hit the ball. I mean, which is part of the fun of the game.
So here you are. So, because I'm seeing a sport like croquet.
Croquet. Croquet.
Looks more like that.
Actually, gate ball came from croquet. Now, and I just quickly take you back. So, croquet was a game that was there during World War II that was used primarily by soldiers to keep them, less busy, during the World War II and all. So Japan, gate ball came from Japan, originated from Japan in the mid-80s, and it was a version of croquet. The idea was a game that could be played by cross-generation, and that's where it started. It started as a sport that was played in colleges, schools and colleges, but at the same time, the same sport was being played by the older population. That's how, so it's a croquet version.
So let's now talk about scoring. So there you are. You've got you've got your mallet.
Yes.
So once you get your mallet,
yes, you hit it past gate in the order. So first go to gate number 1. You hit it past. When you manage to get number 1, you go to number 2. Now for gate ball, you must cross gate number 1. So that means if you don't get cross past number 1, you will continue being on the outside. The pitch requires all of you must hit ball past gate number 1. Number 2, once you hit past number 1, you are at liberty to hit your opponent's ball outside the pitch, off the pitch. It's part of the fun of it. So every one of us is competing to do it like from 1, 2, 3, and 4. But in between, you can hit the opponent's ball, you send it off the pitch, and then you hit. So that again is the fun.
All right, that's the fun part because I fully want to understand. Maybe you can use your notebook as something that as to how the pitch is and where the goal has been set, for example. And where the balls are, so that if you score, then the next thing that I know is you're taking your opponent's ball to the sides, so that it becomes difficult for them.
But again, but first, in between all this, what is it that you want to achieve in gate ball? In gate ball, you want to achieve number 1, the team synergy. So that the idea is to have all my teammates, let's say I'm doing the odd numbers, the idea is to have all of us go past gate number 1. We hit the ball past gate number 1. That's number 1 thing. Number 2, we want to drive our opponents off field. Remember, if you're driven off field, you'll only then go back after all the other players, after all the 9 players have played the game. So for us, once you achieve the team synergy, the other thing is creativity. As you say, I might want to hit your ball out, but again, would it make more sense for me to hit your ball out, try to get you off, or to try to go past number 2. So those are the kind of calculative moves that are done in a gate ball situation. And then number 3, as I told you, it's a 10-second. So it's a split decision. So you have 10 seconds to think and hit. To think, hit, aim, and hit the ball. Yeah.
So 10-second decision. So once you score, so I'm playing ball number 1.
Yes.
A start.
Yes.
I score.
Yeah. You hit past ball. You go past gate number 1. Then it's still your turn to go to number 2. If you miss number 2, then now the opponent plays. Yeah. So,
and let's now just say this. At which, like to say this, are the places where this is being set up, so where you can get that 15 by 20.
Yeah. So good. So fortunately, with gate ball, it has no standardized pitch. So that's why it's an easy sport that can be played in the hood. It can be played here. It's basically, it's a kind of sport. And nowadays we have the tape. Like we walk around with the tape and measure. So we have all the equipment as a go. It's like the way basketball, how they set up the 3x3. You move around with a court and put and start playing. So we don't have a designate. The way we have arenas and can be played in a parking lot. For example, can be played in a compound, in a school setup, in a regular field. So that's the beauty about gate ball as a sport.
Looking at it and bringing the sport, being a game that originates in Japan, and it's one of the what we'd call the emerging sports, unconventional sports.
Yes.
Or we would call the non-Olympic sports.
Sport, yes.
How then does it now trickle down? The Japanese, I know that, for example, most of them would be the expatriate community who come in and start doing this.
Yes.
And then how does it now come back down to the public?
First I want to, and thanks for raising that issue about the emerging sport. So, of course, the emerging sport is what you're calling the new disruption to your traditional sports. So,
kabaddi, roll ball,
dodgeball, pickleball, walking football, skipping rope federation, wood ball, for example. All those are now the emerging sports. First, it's a very important conversation because that by itself is a disruptive for your regular traditional netball, volleyball, boxing. So the Japanese, because it's a Japanese sport, they're obviously vested in it because it's their game, so to speak. So for us here, through Kevin, the president, so Kevin has lived and worked in Japan for 30 years. He went in 1995. Yes, he has been on and off Japan, and so he picked up the interest there. He picked the language. He studied there. So he thought of also coming to bring in a sport from there. So it was formally registered in Kenya last year in July, the Kenya Gateball Federation. It was compliance after compliance checks and all from the sports registrar. So our key interest of number 1, to popularize the game locally. We start with popularizing the game locally. Number 2 is to also now explore areas of partnership. And particularly, as I've said, with the Embassy of Japan, because really it's their sport. It's a sport they associate with. But also to us locally, we are also attuned to the CBE. And part of the CBE is sports is a key ingredient, especially in the new curricula. And we are also offering, and our plan for the year would be to also engage them through the Ministry of Education, how we can also have gateball as one of the emerging sports that are also in the school curricula.
Well, it's a whole big story because if it's to be there, then you probably have got, if you're to do it with this cohort, you probably have less than 6 months because from something I found out last week, elective sports would be grade 11 for those who are taking the arts sports pathway.
Yes.
So here's the thing. Before we even take a look at it from that point, how then do we bring in the 2 key components? Because having seen the pictures, and I just wish Kevin was here so that
we would also be doing it.
Would actually be doing it practically, so that it becomes easier to see. Is getting the equipment.
Yes. So, and that's
I know the goal. You can go to anybody who does the metal working.
Yes.
Bend
a bit to the size and measure. Yeah.
But how high is the goal, by the way?
Okay, it's the size of this. It's the size of this. this is the goal. Actually, this is a goal. But for us, the challenge, and we'll talk to it a bit later, the bigger challenge about Getball is the equipment. Because it is expensive, it is not locally, you can only make a bit, you can only localize it to a certain extent. So for us, that will be a bigger challenge. But at the moment for us, and just for startup, what we have been doing is to have introductory training sessions, just to get people to get to know what it is, to popularize it. So, and we have had a communication to the embassy, because the equipment, the truth is, the equipment is really on the high end. And for us, the first category, the first target audience for us, it's basically your average person, not even the schools. The schools will come much later in our strategic focus. Yeah.
Okay, so because I'm looking at two key things. The ball. Just describe that ball and the materials that it is made of.
The ball is your average, is slightly bigger than a tennis ball. It's a tennis ball, but a bit harder. What can I compare it? Around, what was this other sport?
Baseball?
Baseball. The baseball. You know that baseball?
Yes.
Yes, it's the size of a baseball. You see, yeah. So that's the gate ball. You see, and it's not locally. It's not locally. I don't think it's still locally. The balls are locally.
No. I mean, last week I had somebody from baseball, and they said the wooden bat. They have to get a particular tree that grows only in Canada.
Canada, yes, exactly. You see, and for Getball, there's even the measurement. It's so particular because the Japanese, they're very, 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 very particular about certain things and measurement and all.
Kaizen and things like that.
So for us as Getball, the first idea is to introduce it first to the community. Number two is to also welcome the cross-generational, because in Japan, by the way, after high school, most students drop playing Getball because of the adrenaline. It's a slow paced, it's a low impact, it's a non-contact. So ideally, it's an elderly citizen sport, not your average young. You see, and I'm getting to that because even in Kenya, part of the bigger interest we have received so far, the last 5 months we have been on and off in Kamulu, where our offices are, is we have people coming from KU, from the college, from the young boy, but we have been seeing more particular interest in the older generation in the sport. That is driven obviously again by the fact that it's a slower game. It's a very easy game, and then it's a 30 minutes slow movement.
Yeah, because now that is now one of the challenges, because it's what you've mentioned is anytime I look at videos of Japan, you can actually see that number one, there's a lot of focus on being on time or in time.
In time,
and also it's something that you see in East Asia. There's a work culture where there is an intensity.
Yes.
The question then is, how do you keep this going? Because we have other sports.
Yes.
Some say they have intensity. Very close to it, golf.
Golf, yes.
It's a non-contact. Not extremely fast, but requires intensity.
So Getball, not to the golf, because we have already actually received 2 offers so far for the golf side. So golf, how we are trying to plug into golf is number one. We are having a conversation with the older, former golf players, as you know, like you say in football, veterans or legends, you can say. So for golf, it's a very interesting scenario, Wahome. So we have
it's a seniors you want
a senior, those senior golf, those retired golfers, so to speak, they don't want to do the 18 hole. No, Getball is a miniature golf, quote unquote, that is a 15 by 20 that still has the same feel of golf, but not the older golfers. They don't want by age and let's say health, they may not want to be able to do the 18 hole. So on that point of golf it's a conversation that we have gotten two interest thus far. We are doing a demonstration in the month of March at Karen Golf Club, and our idea is to introduce it to the aging, to the senior golfers.
All right. The other thing that when you talk about this emerging sport is, then we've seen, for example, roll ball came in over 13 years. Kenya getting to a level where they're world champions and things like that. Kabaddi, it's become a very big pathway for professional Kabaddi players.
Yes.
So you find out that India is now a big place for Kenyans to go play Kabaddi.
Yeah.
Beach, wood ball, and things like that.
Yes.
Competitiveness, rather than just it being a recreational sport.
Yes. Yeah. So number one, so get ball. God willing, it will be an Olympic sport in 2032, Brisbane. It will be an Olympic sport, God willing, because all the emerging sports are, as you say, they start to be Olympic with geared to being Olympic sports. So 2032, get ball will be an Olympic sport, and we hope Kenya to get a team by then to participate in Olympics. Number two, in Africa, it's apart from Kenya, Cote d'Ivoire is the only other country that has recognition from the World Gateball Union as the other African country. So for us, we are working towards strengthening relationships in Africa, because as you say, charity begins at home. Yes. So we first want to strengthen relationship between Kenya and Cote d'Ivoire in terms of gateball, championships, tournaments, just exchange, sports tourism, dropping sports tourism to it. Locally, of course, for us, it's more about building capacity. Just first getting it at county level, getting the interest. I like what you said about Kabaddi and Coco and the like. They started the same. In fact, Coco, because I've been associated with it partly, they started with it being a sport. No people wanted to, they're very skeptical. But with time,
the nature of
the nature
Coco,
of the sport,
as you say, you go around
tapping, so
running around.
But you see, it picked with them, and that's the beauty of emerging sports. Emerging sports is creating a new thought process, and that is why the traditional sports are getting more unease about us, because now we have the emerging sport is getting to a new audience. A new target audience. Remember, most people who are getting to get ball to these emerging sports, even if there were those who were previously in other sports, but now we are also getting a new constituency. People who are previously who are non-sports.
Yes.
Kabisa, they didn't have any other sport before. And that's really a huge new constituency the emerging sport is getting to. And get ball is getting to that space as well. How so? Early this year, we signed we got an endorsement from Kiambu County government. Okay. That to us is huge. Why? Because as a county, the fact that you're engaging with a county at county level, it gives authority. It shows you have an authority. So that means, number one, Kiambu County is big on infrastructure. Part of the governor's plan around sports has been in infrastructure developments. Thika Stadium, Digio, Kanjero, a lot of sports.
We hope, and we also hope to see Kirigiti finally.
Finally back. But for all that, that's the hardware. No, the software is where we come in. It's because after all that glamour and all that it's back, we need the actual sports on the ground. So Gateball, we had a conversation with the minister, Osman, and the chief officer, Masolo. They gave us an endorsement letter, and I want to announce it here. First time, as you say, first time announced. Kwa mara ya kwanza. We are having an official Gateball launch in July 2026. Kiambu County, Vigio Stadium.
Just give the directions to Igio so that somebody who may be new to the place would not get lost.
Yes, I'll be honest, we are just first considering the Igio Stadium. We have just first mentioned it by name. I know Thika Stadium is also coming up strongly, but for us, we just first want to get the message out that Kiambu County will host the official launch of Gateball in Kenya. The formal introduction of Gateball in Kenya will be done in Kiambu County. So I think that is where, so that for us is huge. Number two, We have engaged the Japanese embassy, as you said earlier. This is their sport. Yes. I mean, this is their product, and so far we have had a bit of good interest from their commercial side. Apparently, a lot of the Japanese companies would like to do business in Africa, in Kenya. You see, people say sport diplomacy. Sport is a platform of engage, and they're happy. They've been happy to tell us that they would like to use Gateball as a platform for pushing Japanese services and products to East Africa market. So just to let you know, just to see how sports is also balancing out on the business end of things. Asahi is the new sheriff of Diageo, of EABL. I mean, there's a conversion to it. And for us, if Asahi comes to the market, it's a Japanese firm, and we are hoping that that Gateball would be a considerable option for them.
Yeah, because it's these partnerships that, for a lot of people, really would work. Because from how you describe it, this is a game that can be used to wind down.
Yes.
Outside of, this, Japan, I know it will be in their interests.
Yes.
It is in their interests, actually, to promote their products and that.
Yes.
And what about at corporate level? Because, for example, football have got their own corporate league.
Yes.
I think there's one known as the Left Foot League.
Yeah.
Which is mainly around the corporates, or the five-a-side or seven-a-side football.
Yeah.
So how would you then engage with a corporate general such that in the evening, when I'm stressed,
I
just look for that 15 by 20
15 by 20. Yes. So for us, number one, and this is something which you're talking about more about the emerging sports. They just Gateball being one of them. We're also creating an opportunity for your corporate honchos. Remember, for the longest time, your corporate honchos have been the people who sign off the budgets and the marketing and the team building, but they themselves have not had a particular sport for them. What have they been doing? I can give a quick example for football. Is they come to the field, they announce the start of the tournament, they kick the ball up in the air, tournament has started, they go to a VVIP tent, they wait for 4 p.m., prize giving and some small speech, and say, game.
And the way sports people hate speeches.
Yeah. And then, so the guy has to come up. So as you're giving them, actually part of the bigger emerging sport conversation is how do you engage the corporate honchos so that they don't get stuck to the what they call traditional way of football, katikati ya kiwanja, kicking the ball up in the air, sitting in a VIP tent, sipping soda, which is exactly the other thing we're talking about, the health angle to eat, waiting for 5 p.m., speeches and monologue. It is the emerging sport. And Gateball is just one of them that now provide a 15 by 20 pitch, an easier way in between that they can also have their own social networking session. You see, indeed, Gateball can fit into your every other sport you have in let's say in a company setup, in a corporate engage.
I've been, looking at all these notes that, the notes that you have here, and one of the things that you want to do is to have 10 teams across 10 counties in the next 2 years. How then do you spread the sport? Because there's always been this risk of a sport starting in Nairobi and it doesn't go out.
It doesn't go out, yes.
I mean, and especially for the emerging ones.
Yes, and it is a risk, and I can say this in not just emerging sports. Generally, people have associated sports with Nairobi. I mean, I know even for the traditional KPL, let me just quickly go back. People say 80% of KPL teams are in Nairobi. I mean, so everything Nairobi. When you talk of boxing, people say a lot of boxing and the novices, but they see most of it in Nairobi. So what is our bigger focus? Our bigger focus is to develop the sport outside. That's why we have started with Kiambu County. That's why we're actually launching in Kiambu County, because we're also just trying to run away from the template, from the cliche that every other new sport happens in Nairobi. So we have earmarked Kiambu County, we have earmarked Meru County, where Douglas Wakihori, the legend, who is also very well connected to Japan, he was recently given the position of a sports Sports Council in Meru County, and he has already invited us because he himself is also a very key connect to Get Ball. I mean, he has a lot. I mean, he has the Japanese link. We know him as the legend. Yeah. So for us, Kiambu and Meru, increasing, they have become the first port of call, so to speak.
Yeah, because Kiambu and Meru, and now one of the things is getting the correct affiliation.
Yes.
Because I think on Friday, a new sports bill was presented to Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria. It also has a sports policy. And one of the things is how you have grassroots affiliations defined.
Yes.
So how are you going to work to ensure that, yes, you're registered,
yes,
but I know the registrar will keep asking you, where are the 8 of the 24?
Yes. You see, and it is, and thanks first for the Commission for the Sports Policy 2016. I've been trying to go through over the weekend since Friday. And yes, that's actually a challenge across all sports. Let's start with that. It's just not an Imagine or a Get Ball issue, it's across all sports. How to devolve, how to move the conversation from Nairobi to county level by doing the grassroots, the county associations. So what are we doing around it? So number one, as you say, and you pointed correctly, we have given ourselves 3-year growth period because it's a new sport and the growth is organic. So for us, we want to have the conversation around the 3-year period. We want to grow it to a county level, but at the same time, we are also careful about the growth projection. Hence again.
All right. So, Kerry, let's just take a break. We'll come back to this conversation, but let's move over to the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium in Kisumu County, where we've got the Nyota Capital disbursement happening. Let's join our team out there.
Ni leo si leo. Ni leo si leo. Bas. Mimi kwanza nataka niseme kwa watu wa Kisumu, vijana wa Siaya, vijana wa Homa Bay, na watu wote wa Kisumu dala hapa. Asanteni sana kwa kutukaribisha Kisumu siku ya leo. Na tumekuja hapa makusudi. Hatujakuja hapa utalii, hatujakuja hapa siasa, hatujakuja hapa kutembea, tumekuja hapa mambo ya biashara. Waswahili wanasema ahadi ni nini? Na dawa ya deni. Tuliwaeleza vijana wa Kenya ya kwamba tutakuwa na mpango maalum ya ajira na biashara. Wengine hawakutuamini, lakini leo hapa Kisumu, vile tumefanya sehemu zingine za Kenya na vile tutakamilisha sehemu zilizobaki, tunadhihirisha wazi ya kwamba ahadi ni deni na tunalipa deni yetu kwa kuhakikisha ya kwamba vijana wa Kenya wako na hali na namna ya kujisimamia, aidha kupata kazi ama kufanya biashara, ndio waweze kuchangia katika kupeleka taifa letu la Kenya mbele. Na ndio sababu hiyo mimi nimefurahi sana kufika hapa Kisumu leo. Mimi ningetumana hii program ikuje ifanywe na wengine, lakini kwa sababu hii program ni ya muhimu, na mimi nataka niwaone nyuso zenu na niwaeleze ya kwamba you have an opportunity of a lifetime. Hii program haina ubaguzi. Tulisema kuna vijana wanaweza kupata ajira sehemu zingine. Kuna vijana wanaweza kufanya biashara kwa sababu wako na uwezo wa kukopa kutoka mabenki. Lakini tukatambua ya kwamba kuna vijana wengine hawawezi kupata kazi ingine kwa urahisi, hawawezi kufanya biashara ingine kwa urahisi. Ndio tukasema hii program ambayo haijali kama kijana amesoma ama hajasoma, hii program ambayo haijali mahali umetoka, kabila umetoka, sehemu umetoka, program ambayo kila kijana wa Kenya akijituma anaweza kuingia kwa hii program. Mimi nawauliza vijana mlio hapa, nyinyi kuna mtu aliwasaidia? Kuna mtu aliwasaidia? Si mulijipanga kwa simu wenyewe? Mulijipanga mukatuma ile *254# hapo ndio mulienda? Ndio sababu mko hapa. Kwa hivyo form ni kujituma. Ati form si namna hiyo. Na tulisema ya kwamba sio lazima ujuane na chief ama MCA ama mbunge ama governor. Sio lazima baba yako ajulikane. Kila kijana wa Kenya ambayo ni wa kujituma utakuwa hapa, na mimi nataka nitangaze kwa wale vijana wengine ambao wako hapa katika hii stadium, nafasi yenu inakuja. Musitie wasiwasi, nafasi yenu inakuja, na tutawapangia vile tumewapangia walio hapa siku ya leo. Vijana hoye! Vijana hoye! Na ndio sababu hiyo mimi nataka niseme nikiwa hapa Kisumu, vijana wetu ya Kenya ndio rasilimali kubwa. The biggest asset we have as a nation is the young people of our nation. And because our young people are the greatest resource we have, tumebadilisha mfumo. Pale nyuma masomo ilikuwa na matatizo. 2022 capitation ilikuwa chini, walimu walikuwa hawatoshi, pesa ya kusomesha watoto wetu ilikuwa haitoshi, hata program ya university ilikuwa karibu inasambaratika. Lakini kwa kutambua umuhimu wa vijana, we fixed the education program that was broken. Mimi naona viongozi wengine wanasema mambo mengi, wanajaribu kutupatia lecture ya mambo ya education system. We want to tell them, we are fixing your mess. You messed the education system. There were no teachers in class. There was inadequate capitation. There was no enough money for universities and TVETs. 21 universities were facing closure because of insolvency. Please spare us your pontification. Spare us the lectures you are lecturing us. We are simply fixing your mess. Today, we have more money going to capitation. This month, money for capitation was in school before students go to school, because education is important and it is the greatest empowerment we can give to our children. Number 2, we have hired 100,000 teachers to fix the challenge of teacher shortage that you left behind. Number 3, we have added more money for universities and TVETs to fix the problem of insolvency that was there in our universities. So we want to tell the rudderless, the leaderless, the agendaless, the planless opposition that you are an opposition without alternative. And you are opposition because you have made opposition your occupation. It is not because you have any alternative plan. Ni kweli ama si kweli, my friends? Tuendelee ama tuendelee? Vile vile, mimi nataka niwaeleze wale majamaa. Nyinyi mnasema pesa tunawapatia hawa vijana ni pesa kidogo. Nyinyi mlishawahi kupatiana pesa ngapi? Wale jamaa wamepatiana pesa zozote? Wale jamaa hawana mpango yeyote. Ati wanatueleza ya kwamba wanataka turudi mpaka miaka 10 iliyopita. Ati the only thing they can tell us, they cannot tell us a plan. They do not have an agenda. They do not have a vision. They do not have a plan for our nation. The only thing they are telling us is that we should go back to NHIF, is that we should go back to education where most of our children did not have teachers in class, is that we should go back. What kind of reform do you engage in by going in reverse? That is not reform, that is retrogression. And I want to say without fear of contradiction, the young people of Kenya have rejected negative politics. They have rejected the politics of slogans. They have rejected the old politics where politicians were talking about tribal arrangements and second-hand leadership. The people of Kenya have said no, they want to move forward. Vijana chuki na ukabila na mgawanyiko. Munasema tuende mbele. The young people of Kenya are hungry for opportunity. They are hungry for jobs. They are hungry for real platforms. They are hungry for progress. They want to use their talent. They want to use their knowledge. They want to use their innovation. They want to drive the transformation of Kenya going into forward, not going backwards using the reverse gear. Ama namna gani jameni? Munasema tuendelee ama tuendelee? Tuendelee mbele? Na ndio sababu hiyo mimi nawauliza vijana. Kila mmoja wenu mumepelekwa kwa training. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Wangapi walienda training nione? Kila mtu alienda training. Siku 4. Mulipata mafunzo. Leo mnaondoka hapa na pesa. Si ndio? Lakini hamuondoki hapa na pesa tu, pia tutafuatilia kwa sababu tunataka nyinyi mfaulu. Tunataka biashara yenu iendelee. Hatutawaachilia. Tutawafuata. Tunataka kujua biashara yako inaendelea namna gani. Tutakupatia mentorship, tutakufanyia training tena, alafu tutakuongezea pesa ingine 25,000 uendelee na biashara yako. Alafu vile vile ukikamilisha hiyo, tutakupatia training tena, alafu tutakuonyesha mahali ya kukopa pesa ingine sasa. Hii tunakupatia leo. Vijana hoye. Hii tunakipatia leo sio loan, ni grant. Pesa ambayo hautalipa. Lakini hapo mbele unaweza kukopa 50,000, unaweza kukopa 100,000, unaweza kukopa 150,000 bila ya security yeyote kupitia kwa biashara ambayo wewe utafanya, na tutakusaidia uendelee na biashara yako, because we want to give real opportunities, real chances for young people of Kenya to grow. Tumeelewana jameni? Tuko pamoja? Kuna watu wanafikiria ya kwamba Wakenya hawa vijana ni watu wa kumobilize waende kwa mkutano. Kuna watu wanafikiria vijana hawa wa Kenya ni voting machines. Kuna watu wanafikiria hawa vijana wa Kenya ni bloggers ya mambo yao. Mimi nataka niwaeleze hawa vijana wa Kenya is the greatest resource we have as a nation, and we must give them real chances, real opportunities, real jobs and real programs that will change their lives. Vijana hoye. Mimi nataka niwaambie wale vijana wengine wameketi hapa pamoja na sisi, na naongea na vijana wengine wote wa taifa letu la Kenya. Hii program ya Nyota ina target vijana 820,000. Hawa walio hapa ni miongoni wa vijana 122,000 wa business support ya Nyota. Tumetangaza tena program ambayo inafuata, on the job training, program ambayo itafikia vijana wengine 90,000. 90,000 young people are going to benefit from the next program on job training. Mahali tutatafuta vijana 65 kutoka kila ward ambao hawana ujuzi yeyote. Kazi yetu kama serikali, tutachukua hawa vijana, tutawapeleka ili wapate masomo ama training ya skills, na tutawalipa kila mwezi hawa vijana shilingi 6,000 ya kwenda nyumbani na kurudi. Tutawalipia examination na baadaye tutawapatia certification, ili kama mtu. Vijana hoye. Mimi nataka wale vijana mko huko mnisikize vizuri bwana. Leo jioni, kama wewe ujaketi hapa, nyinyi mlioketi pale, leo jioni enda pale kwa *254# Nyota, uende kwa program inaitwa on the job training. Kufikia leo, for the last almost 1 week, tumesajili vijana 1160. Tunataka tuwapatie nafasi nyinyi ambao hukupata nafasi ya kwenda college, hukupata na pengine mzazi wako hakuwa na uwezo wa kupeleka wewe college. Now you have an opportunity to go to college on government sponsorship. You will pay nothing. Instead, we will pay you money to go for that training. Na tutakusaidia huyo ambaye atakutrain, tutamlipa. Vijana hoye. Mnasikia vizuri? Vile vile, tuko na program ambayo inafuata. Kama wewe ni kijana ambaye umemaliza, umeenda kwa training, pale umekuwa kwa mjengo, ama umekuwa kwa garage fulani, umefanya pale kwa garage, umefanya pale kwa mjengo, sasa wewe unaelewa plumbing, ama unaelewa carpentry, ama unaelewa masonry, ama unaelewa kuwa electrician, lakini huna certificate yeyote, mimi nakuomba uregister katika platform ya Nyota. Sisi tutakusaidia wewe kukulipia mahali utafanyiwa mtihani na upatiwe certificate, kwa sababu wewe tayari ni fundi hata ingawaje hauna certificate. Vijana hoye, mnanisikia? Jambo la 4 katika hii program ya Nyota, tunahitaji vijana 1600 ambao tutawapatia training ya kufanya biashara na serikali ya county na serikali ya kitaifa. Tuko na 30% procurement under our access to government procurement opportunities. Mimi nataka niwaeleze vijana wa Kenya, wasikubali kutumika na wadosi. Ati wewe ni kijana, unatumiwa jina yako, inakuwa registered kwamba hii ni kampuni ya vijana, na hiyo biashara si yako, ni ya mtu fulani, lakini wewe tu unatumiwa jina yako. Mimi nataka nikueleze sasa, serikali tumeamua ya kwamba hatutaki vijana wa Kenya watumiwe na watu wako na uwezo. Tunataka kijana akirejista biashara yake iwe ni biashara yake, sio ya mtu mwingine, na tutakusaidia vile wewe utapata pesa, sio ya huyo mtu mwingine ambaye anakuambia register in your name. Wewe mwenyewe upate pesa yako, ufanye biashara yako na county na national government, na tukulipe pesa yako, na tukuhakikisha kwamba umepata vile ya kufanya biashara yako. Tumeelewana vijana wa Kenya? Now I want to tell you, the young people of our nation, do not accept to be used by people who have no agenda for our nation. Kuna watu wakiona vijana kama hawa wanaona kama ni voting machine. Mimi nataka niwaambie vijana, you are better than that. We hold you in higher esteem. Na mimi nataka niwaeleze, tutasongesha Kenya mbele, tutapeleka taifa letu la Kenya mbele, na sisi wote tutafaulu tukiwa pamoja. Vijana hoye! Mwisho, mimi nataka niwaeleze vijana wa Kenya, because we value the young people of our nation, because the young people of our nation, they have rejected stale tribal arithmetic in our politics. They have rejected matters to do with leadership that is backward. They have rejected all the things that are recycled slogans. They have also rejected backward leadership. We want to tell you, you have an opportunity to be part of the transformation of Kenya. We have 4 programs for our young people to get engaged. Number 1, tuko na program ya housing. Si mnajua tuko na program ya housing hapa Kisumu? Si tuko na program ya housing hapa Kisumu? Mumeona hamjaona? Tuko na program ya housing Siaya, ni kweli ama si kweli? Tuko na program ya housing kule Homa Bay, ni kweli ama si kweli? Hapa Kisumu, Siaya pamoja na Homa Bay tumeweka pesa shilingi bilioni 96 ya affordable housing na markets na ile program ya hostels ya vijana wetu. Vijana wa Kenya, 500,000 wanafanya kazi katika program ya affordable housing, ya market pamoja na hostels. 500,000 young people who were not working before. Wale jamaa agendaless na radarless wanataka kutuambia housing is not a priority. Tell me how housing is not a priority if it is hiring 500,000 young people in Kenya. And when you stop housing, where are you going to put 500,000 young people in the Republic of Kenya? Tell us why every manifesto in the last 30 years has had housing. Which country do you live in? Nyinyi mnanielewa, my friends? Nauliza nyinyi vijana wa Kisumu, mumeona vijana wanafanya kazi kwa program ya housing? Si pale tuko na masons, pale tuko na carpenters, pale tuko na electricians, pale tuko na masons, pale tuko na engineers. Ni kweli ama si kweli? Program ya housing iendelee ama siendelee? Wale wanasema program ya housing iendelee, nione kwa mkono. Program ya housing iendelee? Yes, because it is making a difference in the Republic of Kenya. Tuko na program ya pili. Mimi nataka niwaeleze vijana wa Kenya. Because we have a plan for the young people of this nation. Tumeweka program ya digital jobs. Na hiyo program ya digital jobs, nikiongea na nyinyi saa hizi, we have 300,000 young people monetizing their talent and knowledge on the digital platform in different parts of Kenya, in our ICT hubs, in our Jitume hubs, in our business processing outsourcing companies, because we have been deliberate and intentional on spreading the infrastructure that will allow the young people of our nation to work. And our target is that in the next coming 1 year, 1 million young people will be working on the digital platform, and they are going to monetize their talent, and they are going to help us grow our economy. Mimi nawauliza vijana wa Kenya, mutafute nafasi yenu, mujitume pale kwa digital jobs. We have a program for you. Ya mwisho, mimi nataka niwaeleze vijana wa Kenya, tuko na nafasi ya kufanya kazi in different parts of the world. We have signed bilateral labor agreements with different countries. Today, a young person from Kisumu or Siaya or Homa Bay or any other county in the Republic of Kenya can work outside Kenya because the government of Kenya has secured opportunities for us to work anywhere in the world. And as I talk to you, we have 538,000 young people who are working outside Kenya in just the last 3 years. And many more are leaving every day. They are going to have work for 2 years, 3 years, come back to Kenya and help us grow our economy and build our nation. Kwa hivyo mimi nawaeleza vijana wa Kenya, musikubali wale watu hawana agenda ya kutupeleka mahali popote. Tunataka kama wako na agenda bora kuliko sisi, watueleze ni agenda gani wako nayo. Don't tell us you are going to drive the country backwards into 10 years. Tell us how we are going to move the country forward. Kwa hivyo mimi nawauliza vijana wa Kenya, na nataka vijana wa Kenya munisikize vizuri. Vijana hoye! Vijana hoye! Vijana wa Kenya, mimi nataka niwaeleze form ni kujituma. Tuko na nafasi ya kazi kwa affordable housing. We have 500,000 young people working there. As that program continues to roll out, we will reach 1 million young people. Number 2, tuko na kazi pale kwa digital jobs. We continue to expand our fiber optic. We continue to expand our ICT hubs. We have 300,000 young people working today. We want to get to 1 million. Mujitume kwa digital jobs. Number 3, we have a program on export of labor. As we talk to you, in the last 3 years, 538,000 young people are working outside Kenya. All you need to do is to use your phone. Enda kwa mtandao katika National Employment Authority portal na utapata nafasi ya ajira hapo. Utafanya kazi nje, utalipwa na dola, utaleta pesa nyumbani, tutaendesha taifa letu, wewe ujitume. And number 4, unaweza kwenda ama *254# uende katika program ya Nyota. Tuko na 4 different programs, ujipange na hapo. I want to say, for the avoidance of doubt, there has never been a much more comprehensive program of the empowerment of the young people of the Republic of Kenya than what we have today. It is deliberate, it is intentional, it is practical, it is real. Na ndio sababu mimi nawauliza vijana wa Kenya, we are transforming this nation one step at a time. Na mambo itabadilika, Kenya itabadilika, na tutasonga mbele kwa pamoja. Vijana hoye! Tumekubaliana? Vijana wa Kisumu mko tayari? Vijana wa Wahome Bay mko tayari? Vijana Josiaya mko tayari? Mko tayari? Sasa Waswahili wanasema hayawi hayawi. Ni leo si leo? Ni sasa ama? Ni sasa? Na kama sio sasa? Ati kama sio sasa? Ati kama sio sasa? Ni sasa hivi. Nyinyi mko tayari? Wacha mimi naulize. Najua kuna majamaa huko hawana vision, hawana agenda, hawana mpango, hawana maono, hawana sera. Mimi nataka niulize nyinyi, mko na mpango ya hii pesa? Mko na mpango ya hii pesa? Mimi nataka nisikie, mko na mpango ya hii pesa? Mko na mpango? Mumeshafikiria vizuri? Hebu nione wala wanasema ati tuko na mpango. Si ndio? Basi mimi nataka niwaambie wajamaa wale tunashindana na wao pia wawe na mpango. Si ndio? Kwa sasa mpango hawana. Sera hawana. Agenda hawana. Nyota, akili. Basi mnajua leo ni siku ya vijana. Si ndio? Si leo ni siku ya vijana? Na tuko na youth leader mkubwa. Si ndio? Kiongozi wetu, party leader wa chama ya ODM, Mheshimiwa Daktari Oburu Oginga, atusalimie. Aya.
Asante. Rais wa Kenya William Samoei Ruto na Deputy President na viongozi wote ambao kutoka Siaya, Homa Bay na Kisumu. Hamjambo? Hamjambo tena? Leo ni leo.
So that is happening at the Jomo Kenyatta International Stadium, Kisumu County, where it is the Nyota Capital Disbursement Program that's happening place. And His Excellency the President was addressing that, and he was presiding over that event. And part of our news cycle today, got to hear this on listening to the English service this morning, is that there's a poll about how well this program is working. So that's part of our news cycle. Well, we get back to Sports Check as we close this conversation about Gateball, and we are with the Secretary General of the Gateball Federation of Kenya, Kerry Mwangi. Kerry, you know, as we close this conversation, let's simply take a look at the next 1 year for the sport and reaching out to people and partnerships, especially, you know, you've mentioned 2 foreign missions, the French, the Japanese, and now county governments.
Yes. So our areas of partnership and collaboration is the way to go. I mean, sports commercialization is a new word, is a new buzzword. And for us, we have two key areas. We have the emerging sports are usually split into two. There's the recreational and the competitive. Recreational, it's purely a health benefit and a social network. Competitive is human nature, competitive by nature. I mean, so in a sport, the competitive angle is what gives it the juice. So for us, as Gateball, we have the launch, and we are working towards the launch, and soon we are going now to be reaching out to partners, to corporates, to get for the launch, because the launch now is also what is going to give us now the platform, the visibility, the talkability to get out there. So number two is the county government. It is working with county governments that gives you the authority. It gives you, it's a check by itself. Number three also, and I must thank KBC, and you got government to government works. When you're working with the Embassy of Japan, the first thing they ask you is what are the government institutions you're working with? So KBC is a national service. Thank you for that.
Asante.
Yes. So number three for us is also affiliation. So the Japanese Gateball Union, JGU, has been a very strong partner to us. So far, we opened a file with them in August. We sent them our official documentation. They have been following us on our social media platforms, Facebook, Kenya Gateball Federation, Instagram, Kenya Gateball Federation. For us, those are the kind of areas of partnership which we're trying now to align together, so that in the next 1 year, we have moved the conversation to county levels. Number two, we have moved from recreational, because emerging sports starts at recreational, to competitive. Across the continent, as I've said, Cote d'Ivoire is the only other country where we have Gateball and recognized as such. And for us, it's we'll be working for an exchange program in coming 1.5 years, 2 years, where they come to Kenya, we go to Cote d'Ivoire, just to strengthen those ties of Gateball.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Kerry Mwangi, Secretary General of Gateball Kenya. One of the emerging sports, also non-Olympic sport, but they hope that in 2032 there could be an Olympic sport in Brisbane, and it's one that cuts across generations. Whether you're 7 or 17 or 70, you can all play together. We take a break now, and when we come back, we'll be having more conversations now. Another emerging sport, and Kenyans are taking it seriously. Actually, electronic sports. And this time, it's not using consoles. This is everything, the phone, for them. We'll be speaking with Hannington Kiplagat, quarterfinalist at the Africa eFootball Mobile Championships that took place in Morocco.
Je, wewe ni mpenda soka? Na je, wajua kuwa KBC mwenzio wako wa dhati michezoni anakujali? Ndio maana KBC Channel 1 hukuletea taarifa na uchambuzi wa soka.
CAF ndio wamechukua usukani
humu nchini, barani Afrika na ugaibuni, ikiwemo EPL, Serie A, Bundesliga na ligi zingine. Mashabiki pia hutuzwa kwa kujibu maswali kuhusiana na soka.
Swali letu la leo.
Haya yote ni kwenye kipindi cha Dunda Dunda kwenye KBC Channel 1 kila Ijumaa kuanzia saa 5 asubuhi hadi saa 6:30 mchana.
Nawahimiza Wakenya waendelee ku-watch Dunda Dunda show.
KBC, mwenzio wa dhati michezoni.
Greetings in the name of the Most High, Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside...
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest. Each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we have to
do it twice.
Can you see me?
I can.
Dr. Chintong, I thank you.
It's part of my job.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Welcome back to Semana Spokes from Ganagava.
Semana Spokes is your platform to query the government, get answers, and understand what is being done in your country and across the nation. It's your time to ask, participate, and be informed. Don't miss Bonganagava every Tuesday at 8 p.m. live on KBC Channel 1.
Quarterfinalist.
Back to Sports Check on this Monday morning. It is the 2nd day of February 2026 in the capital city, Nairobi. Traffic chaos. And, you know, it's affect lots of, people are there and we can see the advisory is being given. So we'll be following up to see if it's all opened up and the go-slow on public service transport vehicles coming to a close. So we'll be considering that. Hopefully, Brian, just waiting for your go-ahead so that we can join Philip Boyd, who's the president of the Kenya Skiing Federation. We are supposed to be doing from Eldoret via Zoom because Kenya has got a Winter Olympics team. Isola Board and Sabrina Wanjiko Zimada. So once that is ready, then we shall be going over to him. But right now, one conversation we are going to have is esports, and we have got a quarterfinalist from the Africa eFootball Championships that took place in Morocco. He's a student at the Multimedia University, 20 years old. Hannington Kiplagat. Hannington, welcome.
Thank you.
Well, actually, this sport that you're in, you are competing in it. We're just having a conversation, just before you came onto the set. And Kenya eFootball Mobile Champion, but interesting enough, your coach is also active in this, also a university student. But what's the eFootball Mobile, scene in Kenya like, just for our background?
Growing sport. Most of the people who are playing this game are mostly campus students and high school students. So as you said, my coach, Mohamed Nurki, he's a streamer. He's actually the biggest streamer in East and Central Africa.
Speedway too.
Yeah. So he streams casually. So most of the people who are watching this are the campus students. Campus, you have a lot of free time.
How?
As much as they say you have studies, you have to balance your studies and something you're doing extra. At the end of the day, you have three, 4 classes a day. So from 4 to the next day, you're free. You're free to do whatever you want. And there's the weekends. Mm-hmm. So football, this is something, it's, when I started back in high school, this was something you're playing for fun. You're not even sure where it's going to end. But in campus, having a lot of free time, as much as I do other things, this is where you meet people, like fellow students, fellow university students, and you get to connect with them using this game. Most of the people I talk to, we don't even know ourselves on our personal level. We just play. Someone just comes and they're like, bro, let's play a game. You don't even have to have that background check on someone. You just connect using this game.
Wait a minute, I'm a little bit too conservative, such that if I'm going to play my opponent, basically I would have to go and research. If it is, for example, Nairobi United playing against Azam, you try to find out more about Azam. But how different is it, the mobile platform and vis-a-vis the console platform, what we basically call FIFA type?
The only difference between the mobile and the console category is console has taken root. It has already developed. Most of the competition you're going to have even when they hear esports, they're like console, someone's playing FIFA. In football, this is something you're playing on the phone, so the roots, but it's basically the same thing. The only difference is they use the console, we use our phones.
That means one thing. A power bank is your friend?
No, you don't need a power bank. Just a good phone with good battery. Yeah, and good internet.
That is the second one I was coming to. Having stable internet, and such that if you're going to play online, say against somebody who is in France, they don't have an advantage because they have got better bandwidth. So they're probably half a move, so to speak, away from you. How do you optimize this?
When you're playing someone who's from abroad, I usually connect via servers if it's the tournament. Mostly if it's hosted by football, we connect via servers. But if you're playing a friendly against them, we use connection peer-to-peer, that is connection to connection. So if you're playing someone from abroad, both of you will experience drag. There will be this drag because of how far apart you are. But when it's an official tournament, for instance, the one that they host almost every month inside the game, we connect via servers, so you don't experience that drag.
All right, now, looking at it and how people now compete in Kenya, because this is a young people's game, this is what you have, and that means that connecting via through servers, number one, ensuring that there's security of some sort for your side. I mean, you wouldn't want somebody to try and access whatever it is in your phone rather than that one app. How then do you make the draws for the competitions if you're going to have this, and the way that it is judged?
There are two types of competitions. They're the ones that we usually create on our own. You have some friends, maybe 15, 20, you decide on maybe a prize pool, you contribute, then you play. So there's a set of rules that will decide how we're going to do this tournament. So that is what we decide on our own. You say you're going to play 12 minutes, these are the rules. If something happens, for instance, the disconnections, if it disconnects at this minute, we'll be doing this. But on the official tournaments, most of the tournaments that we play here in Kenya, we don't have that much tournament, but the ones that we have, we usually avail ourselves to play physically so that there'll be a third person to see whatever is happening. Because when I'm at my house, I can do whatever I want. I might be losing, then I just decide to do something on the connection. And then I say, like, the game disconnected. So if it's something that we're going to be just based on, we have to avail ourselves. The other day, on Saturday, we had a competition, Kenya Police Circle. That was the Capital Series. They already played the Kisumu, Eldoret, Nakuru, so these were the Capital Series. So whoever wanted to play, we availed ourselves. We played we played in a single room, we're all seated. We have groups, so it's easier that way to manage than when someone is playing from the comfort of their home.
So just give us a whole idea of this setup. So you brought in what you call the Capital Series. So you have got these people from Kisumu, Mombasa, Eldoret, Nairobi. Put them together in a room. The server first. And number two, having the third party observe, because they now have to observe it via screen. Just give us that setup.
Now for the Capital Series, the one that happened, it happened in different times. There was the one at Kisumu, then there was the Nakuru one, there was the Eldoret one. So this Saturday we had the one for Nairobi.
The Nairobi one.
So the ones who are participating are the people from Nairobi. We're supposed to have a grand final where the finalists from Kisumu, Nakuru and Eldoret will all come together. But the one that was in Nairobi, you come with your phone. We weren't provided the internet, you have to play using data. So in such a format, we use the friendly mode. And friendly mode, it's connection to connection. So you just use your bundles and mine, we connect directly without servers. So there you can experience drag, there's that. You can't avoid it, so at least it's somewhere.
So, and then the role of the third party who's observing?
So the third party is basically a referee. Yeah. So he's there just in case something happens. When there's a third person, you see your game is lagging, you just call him and he'll just check straight away. So if it's lagging, then he'll decide the game is lagging, stop, maybe restart, clear something, then you play again. So if you already scored a goal, he can say, we'll carry over this goal. Maybe the goal won't be allowed, so you're going to play a new game. So such things.
Let's talk about, the competition, for you winning the eFootball Mobile Championship in Kenya. And that means that you now get to compete at the continental level. What was that selection process?
We played the Kenya eFootball Cup last year. It was April, March 22nd, around there. So we played the eFootball Kenya Cup. We had
March 22nd. The same day Kenya was worked by Gabon and Nyayo.
It's March or April, around the same time. I'm not sure the date. So we played group stage matches. It was physical, KCB grounds, Ruaraka.
Okay.
We had lots of people who had registered. So we had lots of groups. So we started with the group stage. So the first two from each group qualified to the knockout stage from round of 32. So it was a tough tournament, I'd say, because it was the first ever physical tournament that was going to have anyone can register. So it was a tough one. Played how many games? In a single day, we played all the games. That Saturday, it was on a Saturday. So from morning around 9, we all seated in a room. So we played lots of games up to around 9 p.m. in the evening.
So I'm just trying to imagine you're like this. From 9 a.m.
From 9 a.m. in the morning. So we had 2 rounds because we were many. So the first played from 9 to 12, then 12 to 3. That is for the group stage. So they split into 2. Group A to maybe H, then the rest. So they played the first one because the room could occupy all of us at the same time. So that is the first group, then the second group. So at least you get a break to get something to eat. Then after there, went to the round of 32. That was a best of 3. So the first person to win 2 games proceeds. So up to the finals.
Then here you are, moving on to the finals. Just describe that, because I feel, at some points as you go higher, they can decide from 3 to 5.
The finals was best of 5, but the rest of the games from round of 16 to quarterfinals, that was best of 3. So, in all the games I played, I feel like the toughest match, that was the quarterfinals. The prize pool usually caters for 4 people.
Yes.
So if you reach semi-finals, you have something in your pocket. So quarterfinals, that game was hard. I still remember the guy. Actually, I lost the first game to him, but you still have 2 more, because if you win 2 games, you're the one who proceeds. So
what's his name? My shout.
His name is, he calls himself Maestro. So I don't know his original name. I just know he's Maestro.
You mwanaume kabisa. You don't call each other chief, master, what? For 5 years, they don't even know each other's names. But everything's okay. So, but look, you get the chance to represent the country. You lose to Mali, you beat a player from Lesotho, a draw with a player from Zimbabwe. How do you see the competition that you faced at the group stage at the Africa eFootball Mobile Championship?
The group stage. That was the first games that I played while I was in Casablanca. So there was that tension. This is my first tournament. I have the whole country is leaning on me. And my coach, Mohammed, he was streaming. So I'm pretty sure there's lots of people who are watching me. So there's that pressure that's mounting on you. You have to win. So the first game was the one that I drew with Zimbabwe. That game, it wasn't hard. It wasn't that hard. It's just the state of mind. You just seated there. This is my first game, like you put in a lot of pressure on yourself. You're like, I have to do something. This is the first game.
So this is a game where you're either at 1-1, but within the time frame, no one's winning the game.
Yeah, no one's winning.
So, okay, no penalties, no extra time.
No penalties. The group stage is no penalty, no extra time, just 90. It's a 6-minute game, 6 minutes half. So those are 2 halves, 12 minutes.
12 minutes.
Yeah.
Mali,
actually the game of Mali came after beating the Lesotho guy, so I think I was overconfident. You're from beating a guy, so you're pumped, and you just can't wait for the next person.
Yeah, 10-0.
So I'm like, if I beat this guy 10-0, bring the next person. So the next game, I didn't even get time to compose myself. I just came off that game, then you're like, you're next, so go back. So with all the excitement, I went back. Then I conceded fast, so pressure. I wasn't even myself. I was like, what am I doing? I'm not even playing. So I ended up losing that game 2-1.
Knockout phases, both results 2-1, a win against Ghana and a loss to Morocco. But how would you find the players, Yassine and the Ghanaian player? Because I'd like to understand, how that competition is in Africa.
The difference between Yassine and the Ghanaian player, Yassine has more experience. Even playing against him, he had more experience because he won the first one, I won the second game. So it was best of 3. So the third game was the determiner. So the third game he scored first. And he had experience. So after scoring first, I didn't get the ball. Keeper, give it to the fullback, back to the keeper. So I can't do anything about that.
But having seen that, and to demystify this sport as one for armchair coach potatoes, they simply say, do it for recreation, but move it out there. What are the opportunities, especially from, because for you, at this point, you're getting into what I would call semi-professional before going fully professional in this?
There's lots of opportunities, especially for the comrades. Like I said, you have a lot of time. So if you, and most of, the reason I call them comrades is because of the money, everything. You don't get that much money, so you're supposed to have some side hustles to help you at least get by the day. So if you're a comrade and you are playing the game, there's this tournament that we are usually hosting online, maybe weekly, monthly. There's lots of tournaments. So if you're engaged in such tournaments, obviously, if you win or you get to the semi-finals, you'll get something. So that is one of the few things that you can get from it. But yeah, if you also play professionally, you get chances. Like, for instance, I went to Morocco. I'd never traveled outside the country. So there's also that opportunity.
You're from Kitale. Where from Kitale?
I didn't even have a passport. I'm being told you're going to Casablanca, so it was a nice experience. And there's still more to come. Like I said, the Capital Series, they're going to be a grand final. So in the grand finals, I'm supposed to defend my slot. So it's either I retain it or someone else gets a chance.
Date for the grand finals of this Capital Series. To NBA, so that we know and we can come and watch this.
So the grand finals, I think it's scheduled for April, almost the same time as the one that was there last year. So they've already played for Nairobi, Kisumu, Nakuru, and Eldoret. I think there's supposed to be one for Mombasa, I'm not sure. So the 4 finalists in all the counties. So we'll meet here in Nairobi. I'm not sure the date, around April. So we're going to play for the #1 slot. So they're coming to challenge my sport.
Okay. So your slot is there. This is Kenya's e-football champion, and he doesn't use a console. This is what they use. And his coach is
Mohamed Nurki.
Is Mohamed going to be playing, by the way?
No, he's a coach.
He's a coach. So if you get to coaching, you just tell them out. Okay. But I thought that was the open spaces that you guys were creating, like you young people were creating, where you can also be a coach and a player. Just like happens in golf, where a pro golfer can play and coach.
The only difference between a coach and a player is the player has a lot of things to handle, especially the pressure. The coach is okay, but he doesn't want that pressure that the player gets.
All right. So I see probably he would sack you as a player, but not you sack him as a coach. But anyway, thank you very much. Huntington Kiplagat, Kenya's top e-football gamer, was in the top 8 in Africa at the Africa E-Football Championship in Morocco. Asante sana. April, let's see how you defend your title. We shall be streaming because now we have to catch up with them. Basically, tunatolewa kabireta, tunaeko injector. When it comes to these things, that is how I would put it. And also thank you to Kerry Mwangi, who was here with us earlier. He's the Secretary General of Gateball Kenya. My name is Daniel Wahome. Time for us to leave. And after this, we shall have Kurunzi Mashinani, followed by Tamrini. Have a good day.
you ready for the next big thing in tech? Well, we'll spotlight Kenya's brightest young minds, game-changing startups, and breakthrough technology that are shaping our future. From AI and robotics to sustainable futures, we bring you the stories behind the scenes. KBC Channel 1. Remember, tech starts here.
Friday night again. Greetings in the name of the Most High Jah Rastafari. My good name is Marley Moses, the positive warrior, alongside.
Yes, sir, DJ D-Rage, the baddest, each and every Wednesday from 10 p.m. on KBC Channel 1 TV.
Tunakuletea the biggest reggae party in 254 in a yard extra. Extra niceness of reggae music.
Extra dose of entertainment.
When the thing is nice, we
have to do it twice.
By the time I was getting into university, I continued juggling the two. And that has basically been my life, juggling between sports and either sports and academic, sports and work. When I finished and graduated in 2004, I joined Coca-Cola. And immediately, in fact, I joined Coca-Cola just before I had even graduated. Immediately, we finished our exams. A couple of months after that, I joined Coca-Cola. And I started working and juggling also now, working with basketball. Yeah.
Agnes also coached in between while juggling jobs.
I'm a real hustler. Yes, my brothers always tell me I'm the hustler in the family because I've always juggled between either 2-3 things at any point in my life. So I love playing basketball, and there's nothing as good as being on the court. However, I coached, and when I coached for a short period. I coached also, apart from my campus days, I also coached Nairobi Aviation College when they played in the Division 1, won with them the Division 1, and got them promoted into the Premier League. Then I coached for a couple of years before the team was disbanded when they were in the Premier League. That was, again, another experience for me.
Her hustling paid off as she learned a lot along the way, which equipped her with the skills she needed much later.
I think just as a former player and as a former coach also, and at some point I was also team manager also for quite a long time for Storms. I think I've been able to understand all the aspects of the game. Coming off a player, I've been able to understand what players go through. First, just in the club, at club level, at national team level, I've been able to understand coaches and what coaches go through, what team managers go through, what team owners go through, because I've also owned a team in the league. So I've transitioned through sort of like I've gone 360, all of that before getting into administration. So for me, it has helped me because it has helped me understand some of the pain points and some of the things that happen, at the lowest level. And before I even got into Kenya Basketball Federation executive, I'd also served in the Nairobi Basketball Association as a deputy secretary. So also at that point, I've gotten to understand also what counties go through and the pain points. So with that knowledge, it has helped me sometimes when I'm looking at things, I'm looking at them objectively at them. At the federation point, I'm looking at it objectively because I look at it in terms of what's the impact of whatever decisions we are making or policies we are coming up with, how it will affect all these people who are involved, all these stakeholders, from the players to the coaches to the team managers, team owners, counties.
And it came to pass when she was appointed the Kenya Basketball Federation Secretary General following the resignation of Ambrose Kisoi, a first for women in basketball and a position she will contest when they finally go to the polls.
I'm still going to, I'm looking forward to run for Secretary General, because if you remember, I came into the Secretary General post really based because of a resignation of the previous Secretary General. But looking to be able to run for Secretary General, finish some of the work that we have started doing, help coordinate and get more things moving in the right direction. And for me, the other thing is to really build the relationships with basketball and around basketball.
She has taken her role with gusto to promote the game from the grassroots, nurture more talent, especially the youth, and ensure the leagues are up and running and players are more exposed than ever.
We are trying to expand the league, and I know we've still had quite a number of issues, especially when it comes to fixtures. We're working on that by going digital. We couldn't introduce the digital system mid-season, but we know we'll be ready by the time we are starting the next season. One of the things we've done, we already have a digitized player registration system now in place. And with that, it's able also to produce fixtures. It's able to give us, show visibility of transfers, show visibility of teams that have played. And with that, once we introduce it next season, we are confident that we're going to get our fixtures right, because that's, especially for fixtures, it's been a very pain point. It's been a very big pain point for us. So with that, we are hoping that we can be able to now start having a fully digitized league. And once the league gets digitized, it gives everybody more transparency, and it becomes a lot easier to manage and to run. And if you notice now, we are doing quite a bit on the social side, just on social media side, to try and drive also traffic to the games. Sometimes the gym is full, sometimes it's not, but it's because we've also got to make sure that all the teams are getting to a higher level, because some of the teams, some of the games are quite low key, but we are talking to teams and telling them, you need to grow your fan base.
This has given rise to the 3x3 basketball team who are going places, the FIBA connection in elevating the game, among others.
I think we've made quite a bit of progress the last few years. If I look at it, I'll really try to start from the bottom, just in a nutshell. We have done quite a bit with our youth. Last year, we came back into participating in the zonal youth championships after almost 12 years of being away. So that already is beginning to give us some opportunity to identify talent at a younger age and to be able to give exposure to our youthful players. And with that, also, one of the other things is just not the participation. For us, it's about the participation, having a database, and keeping track of these players. So like now, we are keeping track of, we have our database of under 16, we have our database of under 18, we have our database of under 21, under 23 players. Now, apart from youth programs, we've also been really focusing on the 3x3. Why 3x3? 3x3 is the fastest growing urban sport right now globally. And we are saying that we need to have a piece of that pie. Why? Because it's easy to execute, it's easy to get players who can play it, it's easy for us to send players out there to participate because it's smaller teams. Last year, like you might be knowing, we got the opportunity, almost made it to the Olympics. The team got to the universality. Unfortunately, we didn't make it, but that's not the end of it. For us, that was a starting point. That was the starting point, and we believe our greatest focus right now is on LA 2028, but we believe that we're going to get there. So with that, in February this year, we had FIBA 3x3 referees training in Mombasa, which we requested FIBA to come down to do that coaching. We got very good response. We were looking for 30 referees. We got more than 150 registered. And so we're working now with FIBA to see when they can be able to have another training for our referees for 3x3 in Kenya. And with that, we hope to be able to grow 3x3 to better levels. On the coaching side, we've also had, and still on the refereeing side, even for 5-on-5, we've not left it behind. We've requested for additional spaces to FIBA to get more international referees, because currently we have 1 male and 1 female. But we have made that request and they have taken in the request. We now have additional referees who are going to go through the international coaching, international refereeing process. And for that, we're really grateful because it took negotiations and sitting down with FIBA and being able to request for those additional spaces. We're also looking at table officials, so we've also done some trainings for table officials and ensured that they have been registered in FIBA so that then they can bring up their competency levels when it comes to just being on the table and officiating at the table.
The KBF Secretary General has also broken the barriers to head the Zone 5 Women's Commission and urges all women to speak up and let their voices be heard instead of playing shadow and catch up.
And I must agree, it's still very difficult and to navigate all of that. Sometimes people think that just because you're a woman, you shouldn't speak at certain times. Sometimes people believe that because you're a woman, you should not give directions. Your voice should not be heard. You should be there to take notes. But for me, I've been a little bit, it takes quite a bit of persistence. It also takes quite a bit of strategic and intentional planning. Even sometimes when I go into meetings, I have to plan because I know that I'll probably get there and they might think I should not say this or I should not. But one of the things that I have learned is to speak up. Is to speak up. Let my voice be heard, but let me also not bring out my voice in the sense that I'm trying to put it to make people feel pity for me for being a woman. So it's not about I'm bringing up these topics because I'm a woman. I'm bringing up these topics because I'm in basketball. I'm bringing up these topics as a sports person. And that sometimes is the difference, because when you try to make it be a pity party about women and women empowerment and what, sometimes it doesn't go down well and people start thinking that, oh, we should feel sorry for you because you're a woman. So I try as much as possible not to make it be that I'm bringing this point because I'm a woman, but I'm bringing this point because this point is important.
And all it takes is a cool and calm demeanor, a strong support system, positive mindset, etc.
I have learned how to know when I should keep my boundaries and know when I should push it and push it further. It's also good to have and create a good support system around you also with the men, and not necessarily because there's anything other than work related that's going on, but just understanding that you have to have a support system, especially when you're getting into, as a woman especially, when you're getting into leadership roles and leadership positions. That support system is what is going to help you more and more. And one of the other things I try to do sometimes is to understand people. So before I speak or before I speak or before I attend, like I said, I attend even just a meetup with someone, I try to understand them and where they're coming from, so that by the time I'm meeting them, I have a little bit of history about them and it gives me a little bit more confidence because I know how this person operates, so then I know how to handle them.
Agnes Luchivia is a visionary leader who overcame